Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to the summary lecture of week number 5. In this video we will study the next approaches of management, and the first for today and overall second approach of management is quantitative management. This concept started during World War II when there were some military problems and the problems needed some solutions, and then some statistics and mathematics related problems solutions were given, and quantitative management started. This quantitative management included several things. For example, the quantitative management theory focused on applying mathematical and statistical model and processes of management situations. Management science specifically deals with the development of mathematical model to aid decision making and problem solving. So the problems which were created at that time, or which were faced at that time, they needed solutions which were related to mathematics and statistics. And as conclusion, one military group officer joined Ford Motor Company in 1940s after World War II. Immediately began using statistical model, quantitative model, to improve decision making. They used statistical model for forecasting, prediction, and they used different charts, different graphs. So these graphs were used to take decision. After this, another concept emerged in almost 1980. It started in 1954. This concept was started by a Japanese, and this concept was called total quality management. This total quality management had six points. So in 1954, Japanese scientists initiated the point which was called TQM, or total quality management, which emphasized on different points. For example, in total quality management, businesses think that we should focus on customers, we should give importance to our customers, and our customer is always right. Number two, employee involvement. We have involved employees in decision making, and employees were involved in decision making and they were involved in different initiatives which were supposed and suggested by the employees. Then there should be a process to complete a task, as we have already studied in previous lectures. There should be an integrated system. Integrated systems mean all the systems should be aligned, all the departments should be should be on the same page. Next, strategic and systematic approach. There should be a strategic approach, there should be a systematic approach. This systematic approach means it should be process focused, and strategic means there should be a long-term approach. Companies should go for long-term development. Decision making based on facts. So the decision making should be based on facts. It should not be based on intuition. It should not be based on emotions. There should be a very good valid system of communication in the organization, and at the end continuous improvement. We should not stop. We should not stop improving. We should keep on improving, and we should not think that we are perfect. We should keep on improving our product. We should keep on improving our functions. We should keep on improving our quality. And there is a term which is called sky is the limit. Next, we have behavioral approach. This is the third approach of management approaches. This organizational behavior or this behavioral approach is practiced by many of the managers in current era, in order to motivate the employees, in order to lead employees, in order to build trust, in order to work either as a team or with the team, conflict management and so forth. So these were so many issues, or there were so many activities in which management or managers need behavioral approach. So in behavioral approach there is a concept which is called organizational behavior, and the definition of organizational behavior is the study of actions of people at work. People are most important assets of the organization. So here employees or the social scientists, which were early advocates of organizational behavior, they think that employees are the most important assets of the organization. So employees, the actions and activities of employees should be observed. So these are the early advocates: Robert Owen, Hugo Munsterberg, Mary Parker Foley, and Chester Bernard. So these are the people who have given their views on the management. For example, we will start with Robert Owen. Robert Owen said that a concern about deplorable working condition, proposed idealistic workplace, argued the money spent on improving labor was smart investment. So he gave an idea that if we spend some money on the employees, these are not the expenses, but these are very good investment, and we will get return on this investment. Hugo Munsterberg was the pioneer in the field of industrial psychology. Scientific study of people at work suggested using psychological test and employee selection learning theory concept of employees training. He gave the idea to understand the concepts which is called the psychology. He was the advocate of training to employees, and again, if we give training and if we train employees and if we counsel our employees, this is again a very good investment. Mr. Mary Parker Foley, he said that one of the first to recognize that organization can be viewed from the perspective of individual and group behavior. Proposed more people oriented, less scientific management followers. Through thought, organization should be based on group ethics. So here he started understanding, or he started the concept of group behavior. So individuals are important in our organization, but along with the individuals belong to a group. So we have to understand, or we have to see and analyze the behavior of the group. He thought that there should be people oriented management, there should not be scientific management. At the end, Chester Bernard, he said he was the actual manager who thought organizations were social systems and required cooperation. He thinks that there should be cooperation between the management and the employees, and organizations are a social system, and when we are working in social system, we have to manage things with cooperation. Students, next it is Hawthorne studies. Hawthorne studies means these are the series of studies, series of researches which took place from 1924 to 1932, and the findings of the studies was productivity unexpectedly increased under imposed adverse working condition. The effect of incentive plans were less than expected. Social norms, group standards, and attitudes are more strongly influence individual output and work behavior than do monetary incentives. So here they gave an idea, and they concluded that if we give monetary reward to employees, this can be helpful, but making social norms, group ethics, and attitude, if we make a very good relationship with the employees, which is on social norms and trust and standard, this making relationship with employees will improve more than giving them monetary incentive. So next, fourth approach is contemporary approach. So our fourth approach is contemporary approach, and in contemporary approach we have two approaches. Number one, system approach. Number two, contingency approach. Here we will see system approach. System approach is the system approach to management is concept which is viewed as company as an interconnected positive system that consists of several business sections. So the business which is going on, or the organization which works in an organization which works in the market, it is interconnected positive system, which system has three activities. Number one, it takes input, it processes, and it gives output. When we talk about systems, there are two different systems. Number one, open system. Number two, closed system. Open system, first we will discuss closed system. Closed system is a system which is influenced by the environment, and it interacts with the environment. Open system closed system which does not interact with environment, and it is not influenced by the environment. On the other hand, when we talk about open system is the system which is influenced by the environment. It is influenced by the environment, and it also interacts with environment. So when we talk about system, as we have studied, that there are three things. Number one, input. Number two, process, and number three, output. When we talk about input, we take raw materials, we put our human resource, we put our capital, we put our technology, information, then we use our employees to perform duties, we manage their activities. This is called the process, and at the end, and at the conclusion or the result of our performance, we produce product or service, we get financial results in terms of profits, we get some information, and we also get human results as satisfaction of employees. Next we have contingency approach. Contingency approach is also called situational approach. Situational approach is also called emergency approach. As soon as time goes on, management or managers started taking situational decisions. They think that predetermined plans are sometimes feasible, and sometimes they are not feasible. So management have to take decisions on runtime. Okay, live decisions have to be made. So there may be different situations, and if different situations occur, then we have to take different situations. Here a concept arises which is called if and then approach. If this happens, then we will do this. If it rains, then we will shift our plan to plan B. So this concept is called if and then approach. This if and then approach means if this is the way my situation is, then this is the best way for me to manage the situation. So this is called if and then approach. So the basic concepts. This is also called situational approach, as I have told you that we do not depend on pre-decided plans. We make plans on runtime basis or situational basis. When situation allows us, we take decisions. There are no universally acceptable management principles by which management take decisions. So we do not use any universally accepted or applicable rules and regulations. We have different organizations, and different organizations face different situations, and when the situations they face, they make decisions according to the situation they face. So this is the basic concept of contingency approach. In system approach, now we have contingency approach. Contingency approach, variable organization size. If organization is small, then they will take different decisions. Organization is large, then they will take different decision. Routineness of task. Routine technology requires organization structures, leadership style, and control system that differ from those required by customized and non-customized routine technologies. Some organizations are customized, some are not customized. Environmental uncertainty. Environment is uncertain in economic environment, political environment. Sometimes the prices of the products and prices of gold, prices of petrol and fuel, these are uncertain. So in this uncertainty, we cannot make decision before the time. Individual differences. Managers are different. The quality of management, the mentality of management, it is not same, it is different. So every manager take decision according to his or her own mentality. So this was all from week number 5. So we will see you again with week number 6. Thank you.